Let's talk about color in your Squarespace website. So one of the mistakes I see a lot of people when I go into redesign projects is just using the color in the wrong way, or just too much of it, or just it just doesn't look as restrained. I think with any color palette, whether it's your brand book or just you, if you're just thinking of colors you like, a little bit goes a long way. So black and white and tones of gray, neutrals, they help balance out some of the brighter colors. So you'll see in my website here that the color palette has a green as the dark, a gray, a really light, you'll see here, a really light gray, and black and white as the two anchoring points. So I like to use black and white or something really dark or something really light as the two anchoring points, and then something bright in between here, and then a dark color here. So you'll see here, I like using hex codes. They're a little simpler, so you can change that adjustment to a hex code. That way you can pull hex codes, and I'll show you that in a minute, um, from a color that you like. So if you don't have a color scheme, but you have a favorite color, you can go in here, and what I like to do is just Google. So if you like magenta, I have a few ideas here. Just Google magenta palette to get started, right? So let's look at this. I'm not a big, purple guy, but I'm just showing you for demonstration purposes. So let's look at some references and just start playing around with it. So let's play with this one. So we have this color code. I'm going to right click this and save it. And then what I'm going to do is you can just Google like color picker from image. I have a software I like to use. It's called guineafab.com. And I'll put that into the link. I'm going to choose the file that I just downloaded. And here's where you can just click on these various shades to grab that hex color. I'm going to just switch to the hex. And then, for example, if I did want to use this dark purple, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go back to my website and I'm going to use this dark purple. Right. So let's try that dark purple. Wow, that's pretty dramatic, but kind of cool. I like it. And then maybe for the bright color, I'll use this pink here, just to switch it up. It just really changes the look of my site with these bright pink hot buttons. I'm going to roll with this for a little bit. Not really my typical color scheme, but why not? Let's try it out. And then maybe we'll grab this light one here and use that as my light scheme. So I'm going to replace that gray, change that to hex, paste that here. So now that we have sort of a basic color scheme, you can go around and then you can I like to just grab this dot and pull it and change it. I can see it changes live, right? So I'm going to make this really pale. And if you drag it here into the gray area, it turns grayer, obviously. So you can play around with this, but just by dragging the color, right? So now I'm just going to keep this here. I'm going to just make this super pale. And now I have a nice balance. I have a white, a pale, a bright, a dark, and then a black, dark, right? So now we can just hit save, hit exit, and now we'll see my site has a brand new color palette. All right, and then we can go into something more advanced, but I think a good way is just to first start by Googling, inspiration, teal. Some people like teal. And then you'll see some examples. That's just the first step, and then you can make some adjustments. This is a nice color scheme. These are usually paint. Results are from paint paint references for house paints. They're very useful. So someone's tried these out. So let me know how you're doing with your colors, and we'll work on it.